Hello and welcome to the Walking Talking topic on averages, question number 3 with me, Mr. Barton. Right, what have we got here? Matthew's playing a game that uses numbered tiles. The game involves working out the range and the mean of the numbers on the 5 tiles. Flipping out, this sounds an exciting game, Matthew. So here's his 5 tiles, 8, 12, 4, 11 and 15. With his final move in a game, Matthew must replace exactly 2 of his tiles, that's going to be important, with 2 different tiles. I think that's important as well. It's a bit ambiguous, but I reckon you can't have any 2 tiles the same, and let's just assume that to be on the safe side. To win the game, he must keep the same range as above, but increase the mean by 1. Fill in the numbers of the tiles to show how Matthew's going to win this game. Now, these weird style average questions I've noticed are creeping in more and more on the current GCSE, and it's worth 3 marks, and there's a load of information going on that seems really confusing, but I reckon if we can break it down, we can get this sorted out. So, to win the game, he must keep the same range as above, but increase the mean by 1. That suggests to me a useful thing to do is to actually work out what the range and mean of these original tiles is. So the range is the biggest take the smallest. The biggest is 15, the smallest is 4. 15 take 4 is going to give you 11. To get the mean, we're going to need to add up the total of all the tiles and divide by how many tiles we've got. Well, the total, and this is probably going to be on a non-calculator paper, is 8 plus 12, which is 20. Add on 4 is 24. Add on 11, I think if my maths is right, is 35. Plus a 15 gives a total of 50. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tiles in total. So to get the mean, I'm going to do 50 divided by 5, which I reckon is 10. So to win the game, the range has got to stay the same. So we've got to make sure that range stays at 11. And the mean has got to increase by 1. So the mean has got to go from 10 to 11. Now I reckon if the mean's gone to 11 and there's 5 numbers, I reckon we know what the total of those 5 numbers must be. Because it's got to be a certain total, which when we divide it by 5 has got to give us 11. Well, the only number that works for that, I reckon, is 55. So these 5 numbers must total 55, and then we're laughing, with a range of 11. So, to get our range of 11, let's keep our smallest tile and our biggest tile the same. I'm also going to keep my number 12 the same, so I don't think he's going to affect things too much. And then, to get from a total of 50 to 55, I've got to increase the total of these 2 numbers by 5. Well, let's try this. Let's change our 8 into a 10. That's going to get me an increase of 2. And let's change my 11 to a 14, which is going to get me an increase of 3. Now, because it's worth 3 marks, I might as well just spend a second just double checking I've got this right. The range has got to stay the same. The range was 11, the range is still 11, 15 take 4. The mean's got to increase by 1. The mean was 10. What's our new mean? 10 plus 12, 22, plus 4, 26, plus 14 is 40, plus 15 is 55, and 55 divided by 5 is 11. And I'll help myself to 3 very tasty marks.